today itself. And we are going to go ahead for the next one. Okay. So intensifiers are what? Can you please tell me once again? Yes.
Adverbs.
Adverbs. Correct. Intensifiers are what? Adverbs in English. Simple. As yesterday we have started with one of our topic, and that's what intensifiers in English. And intensifiers are nothing but the adverbs in English. Most of the adverbs are ending with ly. Yes or no? And all the adverbs contain only one meaning, and the meaning is what? Very.
Very.
The simple meaning is there. Very. Okay. Now, as you can see here, adverbs are what? They're ending with ly generally. Most of the adverbs are ending with ly, and the meaning is what? Very. Second thing, adverbs help to increase and to make the powerful much more better and easier and powerful of adjectives and verbs. Correct. Second thing, especially adverb is helping verb is what? Action. Especially adverb is helping the verb to make it meanings more clear and more powerful. Simple, same case, adverb is helping adjective as well. And adjective means what? Quality. Adjective gives quality and information. Yesterday I taught you this one. What do you mean by adjective? Adjective is what? Quality and information. Adjective works for noun. Quality and information about a noun. For example, small, cold, big, hot, short, large, handsome, beautiful, etc. So adjectives are there. Especially adverbs is helping. Adverb is helping adjective and verb as well. For example, the weather is cold. It was a normal sentence. But if I say the weather is bitterly cold, the sentence will become a very powerful sentence. Yes or no? Just by putting there only one simple word. And what is that? It's an adverb. By putting there one simple adverb, the meaning will become very, very strong. Next one, the phone is beautiful. It's a normal word. But if I say the phone is extremely beautiful, just by putting one word, extremely, the sound is becoming so powerful of the sentence. Yes or no? So sound the sentence, if you want to just make the sentence more powerful, and do you want to strength up the sentence, then you're going to put there adverbs in English. Simple. For example, you are good. It's a normal sentence. But if I say you are extraordinarily good, these are called word partners. One intensifier means what? The adverb, and another one is what? An adjective. There are two words are combining together, coming together. The sentence is becoming very powerful. Are you getting that? So simple, adverbs are going to make our sentences much more better than before. For example, if I say directly adverb plus adjective, some of the examples are there. For example, I am depressed. People say I am depressed, right? It's a normal sentence. But if I say I am deeply depressed, the sentence will become very powerful. Oh my God, he is deeply depressed. Means what? The sentence is a powerful sentence. Next one, he is wrong. If I say he is wrong, it's a normal sentence. But if I say he is totally wrong, the sentence becomes very powerful and strengthful. Yes or no? She was unprepared for the termination from the company. She was unprepared for the termination. If I say she was totally unprepared for the termination from the company, the sentence will become stronger. Getting it? So like this, we are going to make sentences over here. One adverb and one adjective combining together, and we're going to make sentences as we have already yesterday seen. For example, if I say I am excited, everyone is excited. But if I say I'm impatiently excited, impatiently is what? An adverb. Getting it? So these are the adjectives which I have already given to you, and these are the intensifiers that I have already shared with you. So what you people are going to do, you people are just going to make sentences with them. Getting it? For example, just a minute, please. For example, he is a talented person. It's a normal sentence, correct? He's a talented person. So talented is an adjective. Are you getting that? He is a talented person. Where is this talented in this one? It might be here. in these adjectives only. So he's a talented person. But if I say he is a highly talented person, the sentence will become strong sentence. Getting it? For example, he's impatient, and if I say he is extraordinarily impatient, sentence will become stronger. For example, she's angry, and if I say she's tremendously angry, sentence will become more stronger. So you can watch yesterday's recordings also, so at least you can get to know that what exactly the topic was. All right, and I want you people to make some sentences like this. I'm completely sorry, extremely sorry. Just try to put there some intensifiers, the adverbs, and try to make some good sentences. Okay, John. Yeah. Now, for example, if you see here, I have given literally the examples over here. Wait a minute. 81. As you can see here, the intensifiers are there with positive and negative adjectives. Intensifiers with positive and negative adjectives. You're going to make sentences right now with me here. Okay? One by one, make sentences with these adjectives and intensifiers. These adjectives and intensifiers. Are you able to see them? So, yesterday we already made sentences with awfully and deeply. Am I right?
Yes.
Enormously? Especially?
Yes.
Extraordinarily. Have you finished extraordinarily over here?
No.
No, sir.
No. So there is a mistake. Sorry. And this is not extraordinary. It is what? Extraordinarily. Okay? Extraordinarily. You're going to make sentences with extraordinarily. Okay? IL is missing from there. I want you people to make sentences with extraordinarily. For example, now how are you going to make sentences here? Pay attention. For example, extraordinarily lucky, extraordinarily happy, extraordinarily amusing, extraordinarily generous, extraordinarily powerful, extraordinarily amused, extraordinarily difficult, extraordinarily complex. Okay? Or you can make sentences with heavily. For example, heavily involved, heavily favored, heavily discounted, heavily dependent, heavily armed, heavily used, heavily damaged, heavily polluted, heavily loaded, heavily indebted. Okay? Can you please give me good sentences with extraordinarily and
Sir, what do
heavily?
you mean by offended divided?
What do you mean by offended? गुस्सा दिलाया हुआ. ऐसे किसी को मैं गुस्सा दिलाता हूँ ना, so means what? उसको बोलेंगे offended. And what do you mean by divided? अलग किया हुआ. Divide मतलब उसके parts किया अपन ने, ये तोड़ देना हम लोग को.
मतलब दोनों अलग अलग है ना?
हाँ, अलग अलग है. Different है दोनों.
और suspicious means precautions.
Pardon?
Suspicious means precautions.
Suspicious means what? जिसके ऊपर शक रहेगा अपने को. डाउट असतो ना कोणावर, त्याला म्हणतात आपण सस्पिशियस. जर कोणावर डाऊट असेल ना, त्याला म्हणतात हा सस्पिशियस माणूस आहे, ह्याच्यावर डाऊट आहे आपल्याला. चला, I want you people to make sentences now with extraordinarily and heavily. Extraordinarily and heavily. Sentences with extraordinarily and heavily.
This Thursday is extraordinarily difficult.
Good. Next.
It was extraordinarily performance.
Good.
I'm
Today I am
extraordinarily
extraordinarily happy.
I'm
Good.
extraordinarily happy for you.
Good.
It is extraordinarily attractive.
Good.
It is extraordinarily difficult.
Good.
It is extraordinarily complex to understand.
Correct. Yes.
Sir,
Extraordinarily
what do you mean by
heavily
amused?
amused. What do you mean by amused? Amused को क्या बोलेंगे? Amazing बोलते हैं ना, मतलब इन्हें एकदम ऐसा दिल को लगता है. It is what captivating we can say.
आश्चर्यचकित. दिल को लुभाने वाला.
भाने वाला. आश्चर्यचकित. Nice one.
Surprise, na?
हाँ, surprising. We can say. Amusing. Yes. Extraordinarily heavily.
His
They are
confidence is
extraordinarily lucky.
extraordinarily powerful.
Good. Yes, Miss Supriya.
It is
The cloth
extraordinarily
was heavily discounted.
Good.
Heavily
They
favored.
played extraordinarily ordinarily well.
Very good.
He is heavily
It's heavily used.
Heavily used. Yes, ma'am.
Heavily favored person.
Correct.
He is extraordinarily nervous.
Good. Next.
These forests are heavily damaged.
One more thing, guys. Have a look here. It doesn't mean I never said that you're going to use only these words only with extraordinarily. You can take any other word as well. For example, as Arif said just now, he's extraordinarily nervous. So nervous is not there, but you can use it. For example, extraordinarily impressed, extraordinarily important, extraordinarily strong, extraordinarily nice, extraordinarily pleased. We can make any sentence. Getting it? Extraordinarily critical, extraordinarily competitive. We can make sentences like this as well. But we are just going to take one intensifier and the other multiple adjectives with it. Is that clear? It doesn't mean that only you're going to use only these words. You can take any other adjective as well. But make sentences great and great. I know, and I believe that you people are making really good sentences. Please make up faster.
He is extraordinarily successful in his career.
Correct.
He's impressed them for his extraordinary speech.
The emperor is extraordinarily powerful.
Correct.
His forests are heavily damaged.
Heavily damaged.
He is extraordinarily talented.
Correct. He's extraordinarily talented. Next.
It is
extraordinarily
popular.
Popular. Next.
We are extraordinarily lucky.
Correct. Next.
The truck was heavily loaded.
Heavily
Correct. Heavily loaded.
The
Heavily
road was
discounted.
heavily damaged.
Correct. Heavily damaged.
It is
The voice
heavily
is
expensive.
extraordinarily loud.
It's
Very
heavily
good.
loaded.
Good.
It's heavily strong too.
Very good.
The Amazon River is extraordinarily beneficial.
Very good.
It is heavily raining.
No.
No.
Raining is not an adjective.
Okay.
Sentence is correct. It is heavily raining. But I want heavily with an adjective.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
It's heavily critical.
Good. Yes. Next, please.
Extraordinarily awful performance.
Correct. It was an extraordinarily awful performance.
He was
Taliban are
heavily involved
heavily
in that
damaged
project.
Afghanistan.
Good. Next.
The place was extraordinarily silent.
Good.
The deal was heavily discounted.
Good. Next.
Heavily lucky person.
Very good.
It was
Next.
extraordinarily scattered.
This serial is extraordinarily amused me.
Good.
The child performed extraordinarily
Amusing.
amusing.
Good.
She is heavily ill.
She's heavily ill. Next.
That fruit is heavily desired.
What
Very
does it
good.
indebted, be silent.
Indebted. कर्जे में.
And how to
कर्जे
finish
में. The person who has taken a lot of borrowings are called indebted.
be silent. No?
Yes, yes.
They gave
Indebted.
heavily discounted on that dress.
Correct. The dress was heavily discounted. We can say like this. The dress was heavily discounted. थोड़ा सा टफ जाएगा क्योंकि आप लोग ऐसे टाइप के सेंटेंस बनाते नहीं है, नॉर्मल सेंटेंस बनाते हैं. एंड ऑल द remember all the intensifiers contain only one meaning, and what is that? Very.
Very.
सबका मीनिंग एक ही है. Very. That's it. Is that clear? Make sentences more, please. Heavily. For example,
Vodafone was
is
heavily.
heavily full. Pardon?
Vodafone was idea was heavily in depth.
Correct. Idea is heavily indebted.
Sir,
They are heavily favored on me.
They are heavily favored me. Yes, Raza.
डेली जिम करने को क्या बोलेंगे सर?
डेली जिम करने को क्या बोलेंगे, मतलब मैं समझा नहीं आपकी बात.
मीन्स कैसे बोलेंगे सर? मैं थोड़ा कंफ्यूज हो रहा हूँ, मतलब सेंटेंस नहीं बना पा रहा था.
I do gym daily. We can say
डू
I
बोलेंगे
do.
सर, डू ही बोलेंगे ना, या फिर
Yes.
कोई
No,
अलग
no, no,
वर्ड
no.
यूज करें?
I do gym. We can say I do exercises. I do gym.
ओके सर, बस मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है सर कोई अलग वर्ड यूज करेंगे इसके
No, 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 no. We can use the same word. Yes,
लिए।
continue,
Thank you,
please.
sir.
He drank
Today
heavily.
it was extraordinarily amused.
Correct. He was heavily drunk, we can say. Yes, extraordinarily.
The car was heavily damaged.
Correct. Heavily damaged.
He's heavily disturbed.
Correct. Heavily disturbed.
His help was extraordinarily valuable.
Correct. Extraordinarily valuable.
The security guard was heavily armed.
Correct. Heavily armed.
He is extraordinarily qualified.
Correct.
It started raining heavily.
No, sentence is correct, but I want heavily first and then adjective like this. Heavily damaged, heavily dependent, heavily polluted, heavily discounted like this.
The truck is heavily loaded.
The truck is heavily loaded. Next.
He is extraordinarily generous.
Correct.
The corona was heavily disturbed life.
Corona, we had very heavily disturbed life due to Corona.
Okay.
People are heavily ill, heavily sick due to Corona. Yes,
This is heavily powerful team.
correct,
The river is heavily polluted.
correct. Okay, yeah,
The
yeah, yes,
heavily difficult.
correct,
My phone storage is heavily full.
correct. Anyone else with heavily, extraordinarily heavily?
No, sir.
Okay, now we are going to make sentences with highly and usually. Highly and usually, okay? Highly and usually. Now, for example, we can say highly successful, highly intelligent, highly reliable, highly qualified, highly skilled, highly educated, highly respected, highly desirable, highly probable, highly critical, highly competitive, highly unlikely, highly undesirable, or hugely popular, hugely successful, hugely talented, hugely enjoyable, hugely entertaining, and hugely expensive. Okay, can you please give me some sentences like this, please? Highly and hugely.
Diamonds are usually expensive.
Correct. Yes.
You are
The movie
highly
was
intelligent.
hugely enjoyable.
Correct. Hugely enjoyable.
He is
You are hugely talented person.
Hugely talented.
He is
Yes,
highly
ma'am.
in critical condition.
Correct. Highly critical condition.
It was hugely expensive.
Good. Yes, Mr. Ramiz. Raza. Jay, make sentences.
Messi was hugely popular in Barcelona.
Correct.
MPSC
Answer
exams
is-
are highly competitive.
Correct.
Highly harmful for human body.
What is that? Corona is highly harmful. Next.
He is highly respected person.
Correct.
So
Next.
when
He
to
is
be
highly qualified.
Yes, ma'am.
when to be used unlikely.
For the situation. For example, it was a highly unlikely situation.
Means unfavorable.
Yes.
Okay.
It was highly unlikely behavior.
Okay.
We can say like this as well. Yes, guys, make sentences. Pardon?
I'm feel highly.
Highly. Next, please. Yes, Miss Shaima, make sentences. Miss Sana. Highly.
The wash car
He is
usually
highly qualified.
I'm not able to listen to you, Raza. Yes, highly qualified. Yes, next, Mr.
The movie was highly entertaining.
Correct. Highly entertaining.
He is highly educated.
Educated. Highly educated. Yes,
The laptop was hugely expensive.
correct. Hugely expensive.
The
Are
boy was
hugely enjoyable to read the facts of life.
Correct.
UPSC is highly competitive exam.
Have highly
Correct. Yes.
the boy was usually talented.
Correct. Yes. It was hugely disgusting moment. It was highly appreciable moments. Next.
He is
It was
highly reliable person.
unbelievable.
He's highly
Reliable person.
reliable person. Next.
This cricket match is highly enjoyable.
Correct. Highly enjoyable.
French is a highly inflected language.
Correct.
This toy highly fragile.
Highly.
Highly fragile.
Highly.
Complicate movement.
Correct. Complicated. Complicated. Highly complicated. Nice. Jai, make
He is
sentences.
highly desirable for
This toy
our
is
Correct.
highly fragile.
Highly desirable.
He has highly
His skills are highly redundant.
Correct. Highly redundant.
iPhones are hugely expensive.
Correct. Hugely expensive. Next.
He has highly respectable status.
Correct. Highly respectable status.
They have highly satisfaction.
Highly satisfied, we can say.
Highly satisfied.
Correct. They are highly satisfied.
Is highly dependent on other person.
Correct. He is highly dependent on the others.
This food is highly perishable.
Correct. Perishable.
He is highly reliable person.
Correct. Highly reliable.
He is highly powerful.
Correct. He is highly powerful.
He is highly qualified for post.
He is highly qualified for the post.
Yesterday he was heavily exhausted.
Correct. Heavily exhausted. Nice. Yes. The truck was hugely loaded. The army was hugely armed. It was a hugely difficult situation.
The girl was hugely depressed.
Correct. They were highly,
Usually or highly? Highly
Yeah,
depressed, no?
we can say usually also, but highly is much more better than usually there. Usually depressed. So we can say highly depressed. But even if
Yesterday
we
I
are
was
saying
highly-
usually depressed, it is no, it is correct. We can say because all of them containing the same meaning. Yes.
This plant is highly sensitive.
Correct.
She is highly impressed the interviewers.
Correct.
The garden is hugely green.
Correct.
He gave her a hugely expensive ring.
Correct.
This person is highly dangerous.
Correct. Anything else with highly, hugely?
highly
Yes, ma'am.
His speeches are highly popular.
Good. Yes, Miss Supriya.
I am highly delightful.
Correct.
It was highly expensive.
Correct.
Most of the doctors highly recommended this medicine.
Correct. Highly recommended medicine.
The people are
Yesterday I was
hugely
highly depressed.
depressed.
Correct. Usually depressed, highly depressed.
That was hugely enjoyable moment.
Correct.
Lake is hugely area. Huge
No.
area.
No. I want hugely. We can see the area was hugely wide.
The area is
Hugely wide.
Sir, what do you mean by arms?
Armed means what? Gun वगैरह के साथ में. Equipment वगैरह में रहते हैं ना सब लोग के साथ. That's what we use. Armed. The army is completely armed. Yes.
The sky are hugely colorful.
The sky is hugely colorful.
My business has been hugely successful.
Correct.
It was hugely broken glass.
Correct.
I am highly impressed
The
with
theft was
Cambridge
heavily
tutorial.
armed.
Correct. Now we are going to make sentences with immensely, intensely. Immensely, intensely. For example, immensely popular, immensely rich, immensely valuable, immensely powerful, immensely satisfying, or immensely difficult, or intensely personal, intensely dramatic, intensely moving, intensely political, intensely competitive, intensely irritated. Can you please give me good sentences with intensely and immensely? Immensely, intensely. Meaning is the same. Very
He is acting intensely dramatic way. In dramatic.
correct. He's acting intensely dramatic.
He is intensely dramatic.
Correct. He's intensely dramatic.
My friend is immensely rich.
Correct. My friend is immensely rich.
He was intensely irritated.
Correct. Yes, Mr. Ramiz, Miss Shaima, Mr. Jai, Miss Sana.
He was
Make
immensely
sentences.
popular.
Correct.
She
Immensely,
Exam was
intensely.
immensely difficult.
This
Ask
time is
Correct.
immensely difficult for us.
Correct.
She asked me intensely personal question.
Correct.
That product was immensely valuable to complete the project.
Correct.
They are intentionally hurt me.
Correct. They intentionally hurt me.
The Shah Rukh Khan is immensely popular.
Not though. We can say directly. Shah Rukh Khan is immensely popular.
Okay.
Proper names, no though.
This
Next.
area is immensely popular with tourists.
Correct. For the
But sir, लगा
tourists.
सकते ना तुम.
नहीं. Proper names के लिए द नहीं लगता है. We can't say the Ramiz. We can't say the Raza.
But sir, popular creator या फिर celebrity के लिए.
No. Proper names के लिए द
Yours-
लगता ही नहीं है. We can't say the India as well.
Also celebrities.
मैं भी सेलिब्रिटी हूँ. मेरे लिए नहीं लगता है. अरे नहीं लगता राजा.
Okay sir.
Your
Yes.
suggestion is immensely valuable for me.
Immensely valuable. Very good.
It has immensely avoidable problems.
Correct. Nice. Immensely avoidable.
We are
His thinking was
immensely
immensely
analytic.
political.
Wow. Immensely political thinking. Good. The thinking was immensely political. Next.
He is a immensely health conscious person.
Correct. Immensely health
Health
conscious.
I am
Boston is
immensely
immensely
excited.
difficult.
Immensely difficult. Next. Next.
Satisfied.
Pardon?
The crimes are intentionally irritated me.
Very good. जब बोलते हैं तो एक साथ में चार लोग बोलते हैं, नहीं बोलते तो कोई भी बोलता नहीं.
The paper is immensely easy.
Correct. Immensely easy.
He found her intensely desirable.
Correct. He found her intensely desirable. Yes. Immensely, intensely.
We want to
That
live
smell
in
was immensely undesirable.
Immensely undesirable.
immensely stress-free life.
Correct. I want to live an immensely stress-free life.
The watch is intensely expensive.
Get
Correct.
together with my friends are immensely satisfying me.
Good.
I'm immensely satisfied with customer care.
Correct. Immensely satisfied.
We are intensely confused.
Good. Good.
He is immensely workaholic.
Good. Arif.
Noise
Faizu.
is intensely irritated.
Good.
The
He is
subject
intensely arrogant.
Good.
The subject is immensely important.
Immensely important. Next.
my
I am
parents are
intensely
intensely hoped.
busy.
Good. Intensely busy.
My
He
parents
is
are
intensely
intensely hoped
stupid.
with me.
Good.
He was intensely curious.
Good.
I'm immensely charming.
Good.
I'm intensely committed.
Good.
The baby is immensely cute.
Good. Next one. Anyone else with immensely, intensely?
Sir, intensely moving means at what time we should use this?
Intensely moving means what? For example, intensely moving. तो आपको कैसे बोलूँगा मैं वो? Hmm,
He was intensely moving towards goal.
we can say like this. This is what for the verb. For the
Okay.
adjective I'm asking.
Okay.
Intensely moving. For example, it was the intensely moving condition. It was the intensely moving moment of my life. Means what?
Yes.
The charming moment, I can say. The
Yes.
golden moment. So I can say intensely moving moment.
Yes, sir.
Correct. And with the verb, as Mr. Ramesh has made the sentence, we can make the sentence with the verb as well. For example, he was intensely moving towards the goals.
I found the story intensely moving.
Correct. I found the story intensely moving.
I
Means touching.
liked him intensely.
I like them intensely. अरे यो रातालू intensely के साथ में adverb चाहिए मुझे वहाँ पर. Now guys, I want you people to make sentences with this. Seriously and severely. Make sentences with seriously and severely. For example, seriously interested, seriously humorous, seriously rich, seriously injured, seriously ill, seriously weakened, seriously damaged, seriously hurt, seriously wrong, seriously disturbed. Or severely huge, severely disabled, severely damaged, severely restricted, severely limited, severely depressed, severely distributed, severely disturbed, severely conveyed, severely paused, severely amused, severely mesmerized. Give me sentences, please.
This news is seriously humorous.
Good.
The joke was seriously humorous.
Very good.
The match is seriously interesting.
Very good.
This situation seriously horrible.
Correct.
He met with an
Very good.
accident and he was severely injured.
Very good.
He is seriously interested in this job.
Good.
My
Seriously,
mobile is
India is
severely
poor
damaged.
country.
Yes.
My mobile
Seriously,
is
India is poor country.
India is seriously poor country. Oh my god. Next.
My mobile is
He is
severely
seriously
damaged.
injured for the health.
Okay. Seriously prohibited for the health.
He was seriously humongous.
Correct.
He was seriously ill.
Correct.
She might be seriously ill.
Correct.
Please stop. Your words are seriously hurt me.
Your words seriously hurt me.
His car was seriously damaged.
Good.
The people are seriously lazy.
Correct.
This is severely
Sir,
He is
what do you mean by
seriously disturbed with
humorous?
his marks.
Yes.
Maybe are
What do
seriously
you mean by
lousy.
humorous?
Wait. One by one पूछो please. मुझे ऐसे circle back करेंगे. What do you mean by humorous? What do you mean by humorous?
Joyful
Funny.
or जो
लोग बोलते हैं ना funny.
मजाकिया.
Correct. मजाहिया.
severely restricted area. That was a severely restricted area.
Correct. Yes.
They are seriously rich.
Good.
He is seriously handsome.
Good.
Sir, but seriously और severely का मतलब तो अलग है.
मैडम सबका मीनिंग एक्चुअली एक ही बनेगा और उनका सबका मीनिंग क्या है? वेरी सीरियसली, वेरी सीवियरली, वेरी. एक्चुअली यहाँ पर जो हमारे यहाँ पर जो है ना, तो हमारे यहाँ पे जो है ना इसका मीनिंग सबका एक ही बनने वाला है. मीन्स व्हाट, लिटरली थोड़ा थोड़ा मीनिंग अलग रहेगा उसका, बट रहेगा क्या मीनिंग उसका वेरी रहेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अब जैसे कि अपन बोलते हैं सीरियसली, अब सीरियसली हम लोग बोलेंगे क्या? कोई चीज को बहुत ज्यादा सीरियस है एंड इट्स व्हाट सो कैजुअल. ओके, सेम केस सीवियरली. सीवियरली मतलब नहीं बहुत, सबका मीनिंग एक ही है. दैट्स व्हाट वेरी, बहुत. हाँ, खाली कॉन्टेक्स्ट थोड़ा सा अलग अलग हो जाएगा. वी कांट से सीवियरली टैलेंटेड, जनरली ऐसे बोलते नहीं है. वी कांट से सीवियरली एजुकेटेड. ऐसा बोलते नहीं है. सीरियसली एजुकेटेड ऐसे भी नहीं बोलते. इट इज व्हाट लुकिंग लिटिल डिफरेंट बट सबका मीनिंग यहाँ पे एक ही है. यस मैम, कंटिन्यू. मिस सुप्रिया.
Can't understand.
Wait. You are asking what seriously and severely का मतलब अलग अलग है, right?
हाँ.
अगं मैत्रीण, इथं सगळ्यांचा मीनिंग अर्थ एकच आहे, व्हेरी. या पोझिशन वर सगळ्यांचा अर्थ एकच आहे, व्हेरी. फॉर एक्झाम्पल आता
पण
आपल्याला
त्यांचं
बोलायचं
मीनिंग तर ऍक्च्युअल मध्ये वेगळं आहे ना.
ऍक्च्युअल मध्ये वेगळं आहे, पण इथं तसं नाहीये. इथे तसं नाही. फॉर एक्झाम्पल आता आपल्याला बोलायचा हा खूपच इंजर्ड होता. कसं बोलणार आपण इंग्लिश मध्ये? ही वॉज व्हेरी इंजर्ड, करेक्ट.
Okay.
आता त्या सेंटेन्सलाच आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे? दुसऱ्या वेनी आपल्याला बोलायचं त्याला, बरोबर ना? तर आपण काय करणार? ही वॉज सिव्हिअरली इंजर्ड, आपण असं बोलू शकतो. म्हणजे हा आपण नवीन वर्ड लावला. आता मला एक सांगा, जर आपण प्रत्येक वेळेस आपण व्हेरी 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 लावत बसलेत आपण, तर म्हणजे चांगलं दिसणार का ते? नाही. त्यापेक्षा आपण काय करणार?
त्याचं
काहीतरी
मीनिंग
दुसरं.
चेंज नाही होणार का?
नाही होणार.
ओके.
नाही होणार. फॉर एक्झाम्पल ही वॉज सिरियसली इंजर्ड, म्हणजे अरे खरंच इंजर्ड झालता तो. खरंच म्हणजे सिरियसली इंजर्ड, खूपच डेंजर झालता.
सेव्हरली मीन्स डिफिकल्ट ना, डिफरंट ना.
हा, तो सेव्हरल नाही येतो, तो सिव्हिअर आहे. हा सिव्हिअरली, सेव्हरली नाही. हा
सर सिव्हिअरली म्हणजे ना खूप प्रमाणात, म्हणजे जास्त असं म्हणायचंय तिकडे. म्हणजे आता इंजर्ड झालाय ना, खूप इंजर्ड झालाय, मग त्यावेळेला आपल्याला सिव्हिअर यूज करायचं असं आहे.
अगं मैत्रीण, सगळ्यांचा अर्थ एकच आहे ग, व्हेरी. ऍक्च्युअली शी इज गॉट कन्फ्युज्ड इन द वर्ड सेव्हरल. अगं बरोबर का ग मैत्रीण? सेव्हरल म्हणजे मेनी असतो, तो डिफरंट आहे. आणि हा सिव्हिअर आहे. सेव्हरल हा सेव्हरली नाहीये, सिव्हिअरली आहे. असा आपला एक भाऊ होता, त्या भावाने असंच कांड केलता. काय केलता? क्या किया था मालूम है उसने, मिस्टर अमीज? उसने क्या किया बेचारे ने? इतना इतना ही नहीं बोल रहा हूँ ना अभी, हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ. रजा बेचारा भी गुजरात से, उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. जय बेचारा एमपी से, उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. सो बाय द वे, हैव अ लुक हियर. हुआ ये है कि अभी एक था पहचान वाला के रिलेटिव है मेरा. उसने क्या किया, वहां पे डाला है उसने फोटोज, स्टेटस पे उसने लिखा है माय ओल्ड डेरीज. मैं बोला एडे, ये डेरीज नहीं, ये तो डायरीज होना चाहिए था. मेरे को बाद में समझ में आया वो. मैं बोला अरे यार, इसने डेरीज लिखा हुआ है, स्पेलिंग इससे गलत लिखा है. उसने लिखना चाहिए था माय ओल्ड डायरीज. जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ वन सिंगल मिस्टेक, DAI and DIA, the meaning will change. Same case. For example, there was a boy, मैंने एक मर्तबा देखा था फेसबुक पे, उसने क्या लिखा था, एक ऐसा सेल्फी लिया. सेल्फी लिखकर उसने क्या किया, वहां पर पोस्ट किया फेसबुक पे. एंड ही हैज रिटन दैट, उसने वहां पे सेल्फी लेके क्या लिखा है उधर फेसबुक पे, आई एम द लॉयन. तो बेचारे को ये समझ में नहीं आया, लायन का स्पेलिंग जो आता है LION आता है. उसने लिखा क्या, आई एम द लॉयन, मतलब मैं लुंगी हूँ. लॉयन मीन्स व्हाट? लुंगी. तो बोलना चाहिए था क्या, मैं शेर हूँ, लायन. So just because of this LOIN and LION, the meaning will change. कभी कभी होता है डिफरेंट, अलग अलग हो जाता है अपने से, एंड देन लेटर ऑन अपने को समझ में नहीं आता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्टेशनरी. स्टेशनरी अपने स्कूल का स्टेशनरी होता है ना, पेन पेंसिल वगैरह, दैट्स व्हाट स्टेशनरी. एंड व्हाट इज स्टेशनरी? Only one single letter difference is there and the meaning is changing.
Without
Stationary.
movement.
Correct.
Still.
Correct.
Moment.
Idle.
No moment.
Completely idle means what? No moments. Constant. Stationary. For example, my watch is stationary. My bike is stationary. The fan is stationary. Means what? It is not moving. It is completely idle. Yes or no? Because of one single. For example, alter. What do you mean by alter?
To
Means to deform. To deform means what? उसका शक्ल चेंज करना. अल्टर मतलब ये अपन अल्टर करते हैं ना, क्लोथ्स वगैरह, वो वाला अल्टर है. ALTER. And what is alter? Alter.
alternate.
Altar is the place where we sacrifice the goat. No. Alternate वाला भी ये वाला ही है वो.
Okay.
And this is what altar. ये एक word है altar. Altar, ALTAR. So altar is the place where we sacrifice a goat in temple.
ओके.
बलि वगैरह चढ़ाते.
हाँ हाँ
तो
हाँ.
जहाँ पे वो लोग बकरे को गोट को वहां पे खड़ा करते हैं ना बलि चढ़ाने के लिए, तो वो जो प्लेस होती है, दैट प्लेस इज कॉल्ड ऑल्टर.
ओके.
सो ALTAR. ओनली सिंपल सा डिफरेंस है यहाँ पर स्पेलिंग्स के अंदर, और पूरा मैटर हो जाता है. तो मॅडम अभी बिचारी थोड़ा सा वहां पे कंफ्यूज हो गई. हा सेव्हरल दिसतोय मला. अगर सेव्हरल नाही ग ते सिव्हिअर आहे ते. ओके. सो आई एम द लॉयन ऑफ इंडिया मीन्स व्हाट, मैं इंडिया की लुंगी हूँ. बोलना चाहिए था आई एम द लायन ऑफ इंडिया. पूरा मीनिंग चेंज. सत्यानाश. बिकॉज ऑफ वन सिंपल मिस्टेक. LOINLION. Okay guys, चलो बहुत हो गया टाइम पास. Make sentences now with terribly and tremendously. One of my favorite. Tremendously, tremendously, terribly and tremendously. For example, tremendously powerful, tremendously popular, tremendously successful, tremendously exciting, tremendously useful, tremendously enjoyable, tremendously difficult, or terribly important, terribly excited, terribly funny, terribly wrong, terribly sad, terribly upset, terribly hard, terribly sorry. Can you please give me some sentences with this? Terribly.
Yesterday I was tremendously exhausted.
Good.
He is tremendously brilliant.
Good.
Aloe vera is tremendously useful.
Good.
She was terribly upset.
Good.
The child is tremendously excited.
Very good.
The
Hello,
dress
Maitri,
is
बोल गो.
tremendously
Yes, yes, yes.
That
Sorry.
person is terribly funny.
Correct. Next.
The ride was terribly exciting.
Good. Next. Miss Sana, Miss Shaima. Haiju.
The
Speak up.
thinking is tremendously
I'm
dogmatic.
terribly sorry.
Good.
This movie is
Tremendously.
terribly horror.
Correct.
This idea terribly wrong.
Good.
He is terribly money-minded person.
Correct.
It is terribly overcrowded.
Good. Yes.
He is tremendously injured.
Terribly.
I am not terribly interested in politics.
Yes.
This book is terribly important.
Correct.
She has terribly fear with height.
Good.
You made me
Yes.
terribly upset.
some students are
Correct. Terribly upset.
weak.
Yes, Mr. Mustaqim.
Some students are tremendously weak.
Correct. Some students are tremendously weakened. Next.
I felt terribly sad about it.
Very good. अगं मैत्रीण बोल ग सेंटेन्स असं गप नाही बसायचं.
The students are tremendously excited for the picnic.
Good.
Funeral Grover is terribly funny.
Good. Terribly funny. Yes.
It's terribly excited.
Good.
Their behavior
I'm tremendously successful.
Very good.
His
Your
terribly-
speech,
Tremendously acceptable.
Good.
your speech is tremendously powerful for the young generation.
Good.
I am tremendously proud to be Indian.
Very nice.
You are terribly wrong.
Good.
His style is terribly derivative.
Very good.
His
They are
style
terribly
very excessive.
Yes.
She was terribly
I am
sorry for
terribly
this
sorry.
situation.
Very good.
The tremendously outstanding performance.
Correct. It was tremendously outstanding performance.
I'm tremendously proud on my profession.
Very nice.
It is not terribly common.
Good. Terribly common. Sentences, please.
It is
I'm terribly
tremendously
upset.
brilliant movie.
Good. Tremendously brilliant. Next.
Intensifier is tremendously important.
Very nice.
Your handwriting is tremendously difficult to read.
Very nice. Dedicated to all the doctors.
Yeah.
Next. Next.
I am terribly confused about my future.
Good.
I
Oh,
felt
that's really
terribly
good, Mr.
excited.
Ramesh. Yes.
The result
felt
is
terribly
terribly
excited.
excited.
Terribly excited. Yes, Jai.
Yes, sir. My sentence was same. Terribly
Suddenly-
excited.
Suddenly his behaviors are tremendously changed.
Very good.
It is
Yes.
terribly inconvenient.
Her voice is terribly
Good.
loud.
Terribly.
She is speaking in terribly loud voice.
Correct. Terribly loud. She's speaking terribly loud.
The
We are
dog is
tremendously excited about winning this award.
Very good.
the dog
My
is
dad is-
terribly hungry.
The dog is terribly hungry.
My
I was
dad is
terribly excited to watch the match.
tremendously powerful person.
Very good. Very
Spider
good.
is tremendously fast.
Okay. Tremendously
The
fast.
holiday was tremendously enjoyable.
The holiday was tremendously enjoyable.
The accident was terribly awful.
Correct. Terribly awful.
Your tip was tremendously useful.
The car was
Tremendously
terribly
useful. Yes.
terribly broken.
Correct. Terribly broken.
It was
The girl
terribly
was
difficult to understand.
Terribly difficult.
terribly unhappy.
Terribly unhappy.
Last year past student tremendously jobless.
Correct. Last year's past students were tremendously jobless.
He was terribly depressing.
Terribly depressing. Yes, Miss Anna.
The
The
teachers are
symptoms of
terribly
a-
hurt the students.
Shut up.
The symptoms of a corona infections tremendously upset.
Correct. Yes.
The noise was terribly frustrating.
Good. Terribly frustrating. Anyone else? Tremendously, terribly.
I am terribly concerned.
Terribly
Concerned.
The hotel is
Concerned.
tremendously
concerned.
fantastic.
Fantastic. Now,
You are tremendously unorganized person.
His house was tremendously bugged.
good.
The book is terribly doubtful.
So can we say unorganized person?
Terribly unorganized person.
My
Means
answer
what
is
the
not
person
terribly wrong.
hasn't got any sort of, means what we can't say, he hasn't got any sort of senses. Or unorganized, we can say. We can say even the complex person, the difficult person also we can say.
Okay. No, the person who means who is very untidy and like no the
Yes,
cannot-
yes, means what he is not, literally is not wearing good clothes, not hair or not they
Yes,
correct. So we can say unorganized person, right?
Huh.
Or this kind of person, yeah. Untidy person. Mhm. Yes,
There is nothing terrible reading guitar tabs.
very good.
The form was terribly complicated.
Correct.
Your
The book-
behavior is terribly wrong.
चार लोग एक साथ में नहीं, एक एक बोलना है. Terribly wrong. Next.
The area is terribly polluted.
Very good. Next.
The book
The car
terribly
was
important.
tremendously beautiful.
Correct.
Your behavior terribly upset.
Good.
She was
You are terribly
terribly
upset your
possessive.
parents.
I'm terribly upset, not your behavior. I'm terribly upset, we can say.
Eye
The area
lenses
is
are not terribly
tremendously
expensive.
restricted.
क्या फेंक रहे हैं दोनों भी, क्या फेंक रहे हैं? अलग अलग सिंगल सिंगल फेंको प्लीज.
The
She was
study is
terribly
terribly
possessive.
irritating.
वेट ऐसा एक साथ गप गप सब एक साथ में घुसो मत प्लीज. One by one please.
The study is terribly irritating.
Very good. Next.
Eye lenses are not terribly expensive.
Very good.
The area was tremendously restricted.
Very good. Okay, now I want you people to make sentences with absolutely and completely. For example, absolutely wonderful, absolutely right, absolutely clear, sure, necessary, certain, absolutely necessary, absolutely essential, or absolutely awful, ridiculous, absolutely impossible, appalling, absolutely crazy. Next one, completely satisfied, completely different, completely innocent, completely false, dependent, lost, impossible, useless, unaware, unrealistic, unprepared. I want you people to make sentences with completely and absolutely. I think we have been just making sentences since our childhood with this completely and absolutely. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, make sentence at least one sentences. I want you people to make. Then we are going to go ahead. Continue.
The
I'm absolutely
vaccination,
fine.
the vaccination is
Absolutely
absolutely
fine.
necessary.
Good.
The absolutely good teamwork.
Good.
I am not absolutely sure.
Good.
I'm completely
I'm absolutely
satisfied with
delighted to
government
see you
scheme.
back.
Correct.
He is
Correct.
absolutely do his work.
You are
No,
absolutely
no,
right.
wait, Raza, your sentence is wrong, my dear. You're absolutely right. Next.
Everything
I'm,
is absolutely perfect.
Good. Next.
I was
I'm completely unaware about this term.
Very good. Next.
I'm completely disappointed.
Very good. Saddu, बेटे sentence बनाने
We,
का.
we are absolutely adorable.
Good.
That's
I'm
absolutely correct.
absolutely agree with you.
Good.
The
We are
people are
completely
disheartened.
absolutely aggressive.
His
Absolutely aggressive.
behavior is absolutely ridiculous.
Correct. Ridiculous. Yes, Mr.
Super
Ramesh.
absolutely angry with you.
Correct.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what does it mean? Appalling?
What do you mean by appalling? Anyone else
She
knows
looked
appalling?
absolutely
Wait. What do you mean by appalling? Absolutely appalling.
Apologize.
Desiring.
Sorry?
Appalling. Desiring.
Desiring. Okay.
Yes. Means what? It needs to be. There is a cliche for this. It needs to be. Appalling.
So can you elaborate a little bit?
For example, I can say literally that I really loved the performance and it was absolutely appalling. Means what? I can just appreciate it.
Mhm.
It needs to be deserving that appreciation.
Okay.
We can say, for example, the the party was absolutely appalling. Yes, बोल सकते हैं उसकी कदर कर सकते हैं हम लोग वो लेवल की थी वो हम लोग बोलते हैं ना ऐसा.
Mhm.
It deserves it. Appalling.
I completely lost my patience.
Correct. I completely lost my patience.
Your project was absolutely appalling.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
बोलते ना इतना हक तो बनता है उसका क्यों इस लेवल का तो था वो. It was the project was absolutely appalling.
The match absolutely appalling.
Correct. Yes, sentences
I
please
felt
guys.
absolutely alone.
Correct. Sentences please.
We
The
should
solution
completely
is
dedicate
absolutely
for
appalling.
English.
Correct. Yes, Jay.
He was completely
We should
unapologetic.
Correct.
we should
Completely unapologetic. Apologetic,
I was
right?
completely unprepared.
Absolutely
Correct.
impossible.
Correct.
The
The
children are
sentence is
completely
completely
innocent.
clear.
The children are
Completely innocent.
correct.
The students
Garden
are absolutely energetic.
Very good.
Is absolutely wrong way.
Correct.
I took the exam completely unprepared.
Very good. When I took the exam, I was completely unprepared.
They are completely unaware about third wave.
Very good.
You are absolutely wrong.
Repeat.
You're giving me completely unrealistic solution.
Good.
He's
This is absolutely
crazy about
disgusting
money.
Very good. Yes.
The college teachers are absolutely cooperative.
Good.
That person is absolutely ridiculous.
Very good.
Completely innocent person.
He com-
हाँ ऐसी झूठ बात भी करो रे सब लोग. Very good. Next.
He
he
looks absolutely
completely
terrified.
recovered his health.
Very good.
The condition of a road is absolutely ridiculous.
Very good.
Due to COVID, life is absolutely difficult.
Correct.
This house is completely empty.
Good.
It was completely impossible to perform the task.
Correct.
The students are completely depressed.
Very good. Yes, Mr.
I was
Jai,
completely
Mr.
aligned
Anis.
with instruction.
Correct. I was completely aligned with the instructions. Jai, where are you? Raza, where are you?
His techniques was absolutely amazing.
Correct. His technique was absolutely amazing. Next.
They are completely unreasonable.
Unreasonable. Completely
Her
unreasonable.
attention
Yes,
is completely diverted.
correct.
We can say
Diverted or devoted.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sir, how to use absolutely certain?
For example, the accident was absolutely certain. His appearance was actually absolutely certain appearance. मतलब हम लोगों को already पता ही था. Means what? Absolutely certain. मतलब होना ही था ये तो इत्तेफाकन.
Okay.
Yes. His appearance is absolutely certain.
The players are completely separated.
Correct. Yes.
Food is
Like,
absolutely essential for human life.
Correct.
Your idea is absolutely impossible.
Correct.
That farmer is completely honest.
Correct.
I am absolutely sure about it.
Correct. Okay. Now I
completely
want
up to you.
correct, but I don't want this sentence here. I want something new. I want next sentence now with entirely and fully. Entirely and fully. Entirely, fully, completely, all are the same. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Entirely, fully, and completely. For example, entirely predictable, entirely devoted, entirely separated. It must be ed, okay? Next, entirely due to, entirely clear, natural, free. Next, entirely mistaken. It must be mistaken. मैडम ने हमारे बहुत सारे इधर मिस्टेक कर डाले हैं. Sorry, वो मैं करा के देता हूँ. Entirely selfish, wrong, dependent. Next, fully unaware, fully recovered, fully aware, fully justified, fully appreciated, fully disgusted. Make some sentence with entirely and fully.
I feel entirely responsible.
Correct.
He is fully happy.
Good.
I was fully dissolved in process.
Correct.
He is entirely selfish.
Correct.
Fully natural air.
Correct. It is fully natural air.
I'm fully excited.
Fully excited.
Fully selfish
बहुत
person.
easy है. Correct. He's fully selfish person.
My memory
Yes.
is entirely different from others.
Correct.
I'm
Yes.
fully aware about it.
Correct.
I am entirely dependent on you.
Correct.
Which is entirely clear.
Good.
They are entirely make mistake. He was entirely convinced.
Good.
It was entirely
Sentence is
predictable.
entirely wrong.
Good.
She was
Hello.
entirely diverted her focus.
Correct.
I fully recovered the money.
Correct.
The
The vaccine
performance is entirely outstanding.
It is an
Correct.
entirely truthful answer.
Correct.
The vaccine
accident
entirely
was
free.
entirely natural.
Correct. Entirely free. Entirely natural.
It's fully waste of time and money.
ए रतलू मुझे वैसे नहीं चाहिए. मुझे fully के साथ में क्या चाहिए? एक adjective चाहिए दोस्त. He fully justified his answer.
He didn't look entirely convinced.
Correct.
He looked fully ugly.
Correct.
His reason is fully justified.
Correct.
He is fully disputed person.
Correct. Sentences.
He was fully devoted.
Correct.
I think
He
he is
sleep
entirely
fully.
wrong.
Once again. Raza.
He speak fully true.
Correct. Fully true. Next. Next.
He is fully ridiculous.
Correct. Next.
He is fully aware.
Good. Next.
Finally, he is fully recovered from his illness.
Very good. Next.
He is fully lost his money.
Correct. He's fully lost.
The people are
Who were?
entirely careful due to COVID.
Very good. Now, as we know already fully and entirely, I want new something new. That's what perfectly. Even you know this well. Perfectly. Since our childhood, we are making some perfectly normal, perfectly natural, perfectly acceptable, perfectly reasonable, perfectly clear, perfectly good, perfectly ridiculous. Make sentences with perfectly.
The student are perfectly dull.
The reason was perfectly natural.
Good.
They are perfectly normal.
Good.
The heaven is a perfectly marvelous.
Very good.
The topic is
Water is perfectly
It's
pure.
perfectly ridiculous.
Very good. Pure. Ridiculous.
I feel
Next.
Perfectly
I feel
good.
perfectly fine.
Good.
Now everything is same perfectly normal.
Good.
The book
Very-
perfectly normal.
Very good.
He was perfectly dressed for party.
Correct. Perfectly dressed.
The air is
The-
perfectly natural.
Good.
She's perfectly confused me.
She perfectly confused me.
I am perfectly lucky.
Correct.
The explanation is
Yeah,
perfectly
perfectly.
clear.
Correct.
They
Clothes are
perfectly
perfectly good color.
they
I am
perfectly
perfectly capable
coordinated
of doing
with
this.
us.
Very good. Perfectly coordinated.
I am
The food
perfectly
is
capable
perfectly healthy.
doing this.
Repeat, Jay.
I am perfectly capable of doing this.
Correct. Next.
We are perfectly safe here.
Correct.
Sir,
Yes.
can I say that this road is perfectly straight?
Correct. We can say.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Anyone else? Perfectly. Perfectly.
The people are
Perfectly
perfectly
round.
friendly.
Correct. Correct.
The
Excuse
journey was
me.
perfectly awesome.
Correct.
I'm
Yes, ma'am.
perfectly happy with myself.
Very good. Next.
I'm perfectly good.
Good.
Mistaken. I cannot.
Mistake.
I'm not able to use this mistaken.
Okay. What is this? What do you mean by mistaken?
It's already done mistake.
Correct. By
He has
mistake.
made.
Mistake. Correct. For example,
Mm.
I apologize for the things which I entirely done mistakenly. For example, we can say entirely done mistaken. It was an mistaken certain accident. I can say like this. Entirely mistaken accident.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, it was an entirely mistaken incident with me. That act was entirely mistaken. Means गलती से हुआ था वो. ऐसा बोलते हैं ना हम लोग. The act was entirely mistaken. Yes. ये हरकत जो हुई थी entirely mistaken. Okay. Next one is what quite we know well. बचपन से हम लोग करते आ रहे हैं quite. Quite is also easy. Next thoroughly. ये थोड़ा important है. Utterly यूज होता नहीं है. Wholly ज्यादा यूज होता नहीं है. Totally बचपन से पढ़ते आ रहे हैं. पैदा होने से पहले अपन ने totally के साथ सेंटेंस बनाए थे. I want you people to make sentences with thoroughly, especially now. Thoroughly. For example, thoroughly modern, thoroughly professional, thoroughly satisfactory, thoroughly entertaining, thoroughly modern. Double हुआ है, sorry. Thoroughly unpleasant, thoroughly spoiled, thoroughly opposed,
Sir, what do you mean by unpleasant?
unhappy.
Okay.
Yes, thoroughly lacking, thoroughly unprepared, thoroughly confused, thoroughly useless, thoroughly evil, thoroughly mistaken, thoroughly absurd, false, unexpected, unacceptable, inadequate, thoroughly wrong. I want sentences with thoroughly faster.
We are thoroughly modern.
4-5 लोग एक साथ में बोलो. हाँ.
This is a
Okay.
thoroughly.
Yes, ma'am.
Thoroughly modern technique. It was a thoroughly modern technique.
Correct. Miss Sana, make sentences. Miss Shaima, make sentences.
She is thoroughly
I
delightful.
am
Correct.
The
I am
people are
thoroughly
thoroughly
satisfied
faithful.
her work.
Satisfied with her work.
He is thoroughly useless person.
Correct.
The
I'm
truth,
thoroughly believed in honesty.
Very good.
The
the
PR
truth
thoroughly
is
professional.
thoroughly unacceptable.
Thoroughly
The attire
professional.
was thoroughly professional.
Correct. Thoroughly professional.
The truth is thoroughly unacceptable.
Correct. Thoroughly unacceptable.
The baby is thoroughly healthy.
Very good. I want you people to make sentences with quite as well. Totally, utterly, wholly. Make sentences with all. Faster. Make sentences with all.
My brother totally
Thoroughly.
enjoyed playing PUBG.
Ah.
He is ultimately charming person.
Good. Yes.
It was thoroughly big challenge.
Thoroughly big challenge.
Yes.
Yes.
They are totally jolly.
Correct.
It was a totally convincing speech.
Correct.
He was
It's
utterly
totally confused.
disappointed.
Correct.
He is utterly jealous.
Correct. Utterly
The
jealous.
nature is so
Thoroughly
utterly
unpleasant.
beautiful.
Good. This one was
Phone
amazing.
is
Utterly
thoroughly
jealous.
spoiled.
Good. Good.
The
Thoroughly
teacher is
spoiled.
utterly angry.
Next. Very good.
I'm utterly calm
Missing
person.
was wholly unexpected.
Very good. Very good.
This
Utterly calm.
sound is
Utterly
It was
wholly
thoroughly
unexpected. Yes.
this
It
sound
was
is wholly
thoroughly
stupid now.
unpleasant.
Wholly stupid. Yes.
He is utterly disoriented.
वेरी गुड. आप लोग के लिए एक नया वर्ड है. कॉपी मारो इसको. जय आज जाके उसको बोलने का. जय आज जाके उसको बोलने का. यू आर माई डॉल्ट. वो गेमड़ी को समझ में नहीं आएगा क्या बोल रहे हैं. डॉल्ट का मतलब क्या होता है. उसको लगेगा तो आप उसको गुड़िया बोल रहे हैं. एक्चुअली डॉल्ट का मतलब क्या है. स्टूपिड.
Stupid.
एंड व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय डॉल्टिश.
Stupidist.
Correct. Stupidity.
Mhm.
For example, the act was thoroughly doltish. बड़ा ही nonsense act था वो. चलो.
The exam was thoroughly unexpected.
Very good.
He behaved in a totally absurd manner.
She is
Very good.
utterly unable to recall.
Good. Yes.
His gaze was utterly evil.
Correct.
She
Sentence.
is totally doll.
She's totally doltish.
Okay.
Yes, Miss Sana.
This situation totally uncomfortable.
Very good. Very good.
He is totally magnificent.
Oh, thank you.
His explanation
Joking, yeah.
was wholly
Make sentences.
convincing.
Very good.
She is
आगो
quietly
मैत्री standard
relieved
बनाओ
from
तो.
horrible thinking.
Very good.
It is
The video
He is
Yes.
The video
We
was
are
He is-
totally lucky.
Good.
he is wholly mysterious.
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 Nice. Wholly mysterious. The movie
Your
was
point
wholly
is
mysterious.
totally silly.
Very good. Very good.
She was feeling utterly despondent.
Correct. Totally opposite. Utterly disappointed. Yes. Anyone else? Thoroughly.
your doltish behavior totally unacceptable.
Correct. Unacceptable. Yes.
They are totally faithful.
Good.
He
Yes.
was utterly ruthless.
Correct. Yes.
These food are totally insufficient for him.
Very good.
They are utterly delightful.
Very good.
I'm completely confused.
Very good.
Sir, what does
Thoroughly spoiled.
person
Spoiled. Yes, ma'am.
Persuasive.
To seek. To seek. For example, you are
Dedicated.
thoroughly, yeah, you are thoroughly persuasive towards your PhD.
Okay.
Yeah,
Means pursuing, like that.
correct.
It's
The
a totally
raid is
different.
totally destroy the village.
अब आप लोग फेंक रहे हैं, अब आप लोग फेंक रहे हैं, अब आप लोग फेंक रहे हैं,
What
तो
do
समझ आ
you
गया
mean by
टाइम ही नहीं आया ना
Steven?
कि आप लोग फेंक रहे हैं. Evil.
Steven सिंह इधर होली के बाद, होली के सामने Steven
फुली के सामने किधर है? फुली किधर है? ये
इधर
ऊपर.
राइट
Convincing की spelling गलत है, I guess.
क्या बोल रहे हैं? मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है.
होली के
Convincing.
राइट
होली के
हाँ
right.
Steven सिंह
ओके. कन एक्चुअली वो सीन सिंह, मैंने बोला ना हमारे मैडम ने सिंह बहुत भारी झोल करे हुए, पूरा उल्टा पलटा करता रहे इधर से. ये देखो, ये मॉडर्न डबल डबल करता रहे इधर, फिर वो ऊपर एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी का उधर से वो गायब कर रहे. सो कन्विंसिंग पे ये कन्विंसिंग कर रहे उसको. बाय द वे, सॉरी फॉर दिस वन. बाय द वे, एनी डाउट्स टू एनीवन?
No.
एनी क्वेश्चंस?
No.
किसी को कुछ है? जलन कटन सूजन दुखन बिखन, किसी का कुछ नाटक बीटक?
No.
Now,
No, sir.
second thing is what I want you people to practice at home. मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप लोग जिसको जितना ज्यादा हो सकता है उतना ज्यादा घर पे प्रैक्टिस कीजिए. Okay? And if you have any questions, you can ask me. Second thing is what? Next week, the coming week, we are going to have their holiday. Okay? What sort of holiday will be there? There'll be the holiday of 3 days. Okay? Continuous 3 days, we are going to have a holiday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. In the next week. अभी बोल रहा हूँ, नहीं तो बाद में बोलेंगे मैं प्लान बना रहा था, मनाली जा रहा था, मैं गया नहीं था. मुझे बाद में बोलना नहीं. बट आप लोगों को करना क्या है? सी, चाहता था मैं तो एक दिन पहले ही बोल सकता था, तो मैं आपको इसलिए पहले से बोल रहा हूँ बिकॉज आई वांट यू पीपल टू प्रैक्टिस एट होम. बाकी के दिन भी प्रैक्टिस आप लोगों को करना है. सो 1st September, 2nd September, 3rd September. Okay? So we are going to have this holiday. 4th और 5th तो अपना सैटरडे संडे आ ही रहा है. Okay? 1st, 2nd, 3rd. These are the 3 days holiday we are going to have. Any doubts?
No,
3
sir.
day का holiday रहेगा
No,
हमारा. All right? And if you have any
Sir,
questions,
sir,
any
when can I
doubts,
see recent recording?
it is uploaded there. I think I have
Uh,
sent you the link. Am I right?
I got until preposition, which is like 5 days ago.
Okay, I'll ask her. I'll ask her then. Don't worry. If she hasn't uploaded, then I'll ask her. No problem. Okay. All right, guys. No problem at all. So we are going to have a holiday for